Good afternoon, Mrs. Benz.
Good afternoon.
We're back here to talk about our individual career development plan for the I Evaluate course class. So here we go. Okay. We're going to center our conversation around our last conference and then the goals we're setting for the future as we go forward. Last time we talked a little bit about rigor and relevance, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today as well. Okay. So we have something really great at our school, and that's a leadership team. And I think it's important that you talk a little bit about that because you're on this team, and maybe you could speak about the role of the leadership team and why it's in place here.
Okay. We started the leadership committee, I think 3 or 4 years ago. This is my second year to be on it. And I think we started out working with like rigor and relevance, but also we selected each year different categories to talk about, different topics. And so last year we did student-centered classrooms. This year we're doing actually rigor and relevance. And we are providing professional development for the teachers, the rest of the teachers, with technology. We have a meeting and we have homework, and then we have our learning communities. And so those things are all gathered into our leadership.
And it's really helped. It's really helped to bring the staff, number one, together as a group.
Absolutely.
And you're able to learn from each other, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, before we started this leadership committee, our professional development was pretty poor, really.
Yeah.
And I think everybody would have said that.
Yeah.
And so this has brought us to a whole nother level that brings us success. I mean, I think really we can see that we've done better things than before.
When we talk about the professional development we go through, this really ties into Standard 7 of the Iowa Teaching Standards of Professional Growth. So when we focus on these areas, it really hits that standard and makes sure that we're learning as professionals.
Yep.
I want to talk about one of those components to our professional development. That's our professional learning communities. And so I'd like you to maybe tell about your professional learning community, maybe how many members are in it and what you're studying.
Okay. There are 4 ladies, and we all happen to be in the elementary, which is kind of good. And I've always wanted to know about the Daily 5 and Cafe, and it just happened that one of the teachers has been using that for a year. So that's what we're doing. We're reading and discussing and trying to bring into our classrooms the theories and the workings of those 2 situations. We're finished with Daily 5 now, and now we're jumping into the Cafe.
Okay. And how would you say that your students have benefited from this learning community that you're in, studying the Daily 5 Cafe?
Oh gosh, the Daily 5 kind of just gives you some guidelines as how to get students to read and to be accountable for what it is they're supposed to be doing, and to know, first of all, know what they're supposed to be doing, and then to actually carry through with that and to be successful in the classroom.
So when we talk about implementing this into your classroom, the Daily 5, and we also talked about higher level thinking questions, how can we tie that in or make sure that that's being met in the classroom?
Okay, I have on my podium I have a chart of the higher level thinking buzzwords, or just words that you need to use, the question types you need to ask. And if I am asking them, I check them off and make sure that each student is focusing on those sorts of question-answer situation.
Yeah, that's great. And then I can also do that when I come into the classroom, and I can be looking for those key words that you're asking questions. So that's fantastic. There's a couple standards that we've tied into here. Standard 3 is the planning and preparing for instruction. When we think about those PLCs, that really helps you plan what you're going to teach and how you're going to meet those goals for students. Would you agree with that? I would agree.
Last year we did, the group that I was in last year was a bit of a mixture of people and a mixture of grades, and we did a book study called Teach Like a Champion, and that had all kinds of strategies, 42 strategies to use in the classroom. They were, we didn't use every one of them, but each of us had our favorites that we would use, for sure.
Yep. As we look forward and we work on these goals of implementing the Cafe and Daily 5 and continuing our our rigor and relevance through our professional development and our PLCs. What are some of the supports that you'll need as we move forward?
Well, luckily, since we have one teacher who's done this before, she can be a model. I can go to that classroom and watch how she does that. I can also collaborate with her and the others that are reading the book. Maybe there's others in the building who know a bit about that. And then just to have that support and know that somebody else is feeling your pain or seeing your success, or, you know, just kind of being involved with that same strategy and knowing that you can go to them for a conversation to say, yep, you're doing the right thing, or nope, this is probably not what you're going to do right this day, but maybe tomorrow you'll try this one.
Yeah, it's nice to have another person in the building who's taught it before, and somebody can go to and say, this isn't working, or this is working.
Absolutely.
And I agree that time where you can go in and watch them teach a lesson, or they can come and watch you, is pretty valuable in our field.
I agree. And this whole professional leadership, or the leadership committee, has provided that for everybody in the building, and that's just a super deal.
Yeah, it's a fantastic part of our school that we have going.
Yep, I think so.
I really do think that's benefiting our students.
I do too.
Which is ultimately our goal in the building, is that we are improving our instructional strategies to help student achievement. So I really think we're meeting that goal. Okay, we'll visit again in the spring about our plan to see if we're meeting those goals or if we need to change a few things.
All right.
So, sounds good.
I hope we are.
And me too. And I thank you for getting through with your cold and your sore throat today. So we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.